Hello everyone, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. I hope you're all well, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you this video today. I'm going to be basically discussing the astrological update, looking at the chart of today, and maybe just sharing with you a little bit about my thoughts on the full moon in Pisces, and also letting you know that finally the membership program on Raising Vibrations has been launched. It's successfully working. And if you do choose to become a member of Raising Vibrations, there is some material out there already that you can access directly, including the full moon in Pisces teaching. So I'm really excited to be sharing that with you today. So what I would like to do to kind of introduce this video a little bit with you is holding awareness regarding what is actually taking place for us right now on the planet, like from a collective evolutionary perspective. In my day-to-day activities, I'm constantly reminding myself, as well as other souls around me, of how important it is to realize that on a very deep level, there is massive change occurring, okay? And this process of this transmutation and change is not always something easy on the body. It's not always something that's really easy in our lives to just go, okay, I'm just going to transforming, I'm changing, I'm reading this, I'm expanding my consciousness, woohoo! It's not always like that. In fact, there are periods of time where you just want to throw in the towel and give up and go, that's it. I stick my head in the sand, and I'm just going to live through materialism and ignorance. Why not? So what I would like to open up with this video and this astrological update is the realization and recognition for sometimes just allowing yourself to just be, giving yourself the opportunity to spend some time not really focusing on any transformation whatsoever, and just doing something random, completely just out of the ordinary, and not even sometimes paying attention to consciousness or yourself, etc., but give yourself a breather. And just be simple in your actions. Allow yourself to create a sense of calmness around you. And it's ironic because as I say that, it's still inducing the necessity to be aware of the spiritual. But it's about being softer on ourselves and really coming back down to that we've gone through an incredible amount of change. And, the assimilation of all of this can be incredibly taxing on our bodies and taxing on our lives. And so just to spend some time, allowing yourself to just be free in some way, shape or form without the constant bombardment of, I need to be doing this, I've got to get that, etc., all these types of things. So the full moon in Pisces was quite a profound experience, to be honest. My own direct experience of it was just that everybody in my household got sick. And so I spent quite a numerous period of time over the weekend with sleepless nights or woken up halfway during the thing. A sense of uncertainty, sometimes a sense of not despair, but I would say uncertainty would probably be the best way to explain it, but also a sense of trust and faith that everything will be okay. So a very heavy Piscean experience. I also experienced quite a lot of calmness, ironically, as well during the day, and deep inner awareness of what I just shared with you about the stillness and the necessity to really find one's own home in a place of maybe complete and utter chaos. So I integrated that with the full moon. And if you haven't actually read the article itself, in the links or in the description below, there is a link to it. I highly recommend checking that out. It's called the Fate When Fate and Free Will Collide, or you can watch the actual video itself on the membership. And it's got a lot to do with our relationship towards culminating the Saturn in Scorpio cycle, culminating the nodal axes that are leaving Aries and Libra, and really finding balance and harmony. It's also about, dealing a lot with the final stages of Pluto moving through Capricorn, and what does it mean for those structures to finally collapse within us, and what do we do when structures collapse around us? Do we freak out and lose the plot, or do we go, new opportunities arise? So it's an interesting opportunity and an invitation to recognize your relationship to stuff, and are you empowered or surrendering to it in some way, shape, or form? Do you collapse to the situation, go everything's lost, or do you go, as I said, new opportunities arriving? So that's what I got from the full moon in Pisces. And what I'm going to do for you, just after we've gone through a quick update regarding the planetary alignments, is I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser about what you actually get through the membership and the video that I'd created, and what you get throughout the membership itself. So I'll show you guys afterwards. But what I want to do now is just quickly jump into the actual chart of the day, and just give us an opportunity to spend some awareness around the potentials for what we can actually cultivate. So 31st of August 2015, and what you're actually looking at right now is the astrological wheel, and unfortunately I've got the houses in there. However, I've got the planetary south nodes and north nodes. And as this channel starts to grow a little bit more in the direction I would like to direct it in, you guys are going to learn about planetary south nodes. And as far as I'm concerned, the planetary south nodes play a massive role in the overall outpicturing of our reality, because they are the larger cycles and larger waves that are present within our lives over greater periods of time. And so much of our consciousness is influenced by these, in some way, shape, or form, static imprinting of experiences that eventually over a period of time become the chrysalis. So an example that I could use would be the south node of Pluto is in Capricorn. And the south node of Pluto itself, as well as the south node of Jupiter, now it's sitting at 0 degrees, but everybody born on the planet today has got south node of Jupiter in Capricorn, and the south node of Saturn. So we've got this whole collective consciousness around us of patriarchy, the alignment of man-made laws and the rules and regulations and the judgments associated with it, which is why our reality is so built upon the structuring of reality, and or should I say the monolithic structures we have created, and the hierarchical structures, and so on and so forth. And much of it has got to do with these symbols that are here, because these signs themselves move incredibly slowly. So this consistent outpicturing of consciousness and the imprinting that exists within us carries on over eons, and of course that then becomes the crystallized version of our reality. So these signs, or these symbols around over here, influence these more present day planets, as it were, and particularly when you're looking at something like, for instance, Jupiter and the Sun in Virgo, the context of those symbols are actually going to be facilitated through the south nodes of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, as well as the south node of Uranus and Neptune, because our entire reality is influenced by those symbols. So the context that there are those two signs themselves over there, Jupiter and the Sun, are going to be influenced and also held within that reality. Now, if those symbols were over there, we would be in a very different reality. And those signs themselves would make very different, relationships to us. So it's a very complicated thing to recognize, and I'm going to try my very best to, in some way, shape, or form, facilitate the awareness of it, so that everybody can have an even more deeper perspective of what it is that I'm trying to say, so that you connect to an even more profound state of awareness than just the symbols of the mundane astrology which you see in front of you. But coming back to the chart of the day, apart from sharing with that, and I will do a workshop at some point for everybody, a 2-hour workshop on planetary nodes, if you're interested in learning it, so that you can understand it in your own birth chart. So that will come at some point as well. But things to note are the moon conjunct the south node of the astrological chart. Because I'm an evolutionary astrologer, I like to look at the nodes of the moon, because of course that is the nature of how we're progressing in our moment to moment, week to week, month to month basis. So the moon there crossing over that south node is obviously integrating a necessity for freedom, liberation, and new direction, which is massive, because the full moon itself existed in Pisces, which was culmination. And the next step after culmination is a re-emerging of something that's new. And it's very fresh, so we're not really entirely sure what it is, but there is a new emergence that is coming up for us. And I suspect that when the moon hits Uranus, which will probably be either tomorrow morning, in some time, pay close attention to some repeating themes in your life, some insights, okay? That will be a very subtle experience, but pay attention over the next 2 days, particularly around thoughts that are coming through to you that might not have a time frame. It'll be like, but that doesn't make sense because that reality has been created, or I can't fit that out there. The point is to realize that that is a future premonition that's coming through in order for you to go in that direction. The Mars and Venus, of course, this is a big thing. I mean, we're in Venus retrograde, so of course the values are reshaping for us. Where are you learning to plant your new soil? Where are you going to put your life in this new direction? What values are you reshaping around how you give more love to yourself, and how do you express yourself in a new way? And they're connected to the North Node of Neptune, which is massive because the North Node of Neptune in itself is the realization that in order for us to heal our psychic trauma, we need to create empowering situations and choices around us in order for us to heal through. And the way that we heal through that is by actually living a life in which those empowering beams or support fractures are there, giving us that ability to feel empowered versus the experience of disempowered. So this is a big thing for us over here, to really cultivate empowering choices in your life, whatever that might mean for you. And this Jupiter-Sun connection is obviously expanding and really, really allowing us to feel the necessity to, on one level, create self-improvement. And we can actually feel that as this opportunity to rewrite our psychology and say, let's not see ourselves as lack, but let's see ourselves as opportunity. And it's that kind of wording that really gives us a support versus the feeling of having to, dig ourselves out of a hole of feeling unworthy and then try and ascend, whereas we can just ascend by cultivating more strength within us. So that's a big thing for us. And of course, the Mercury, connection to the North Node is again just illustrating that new relationship, that new communication that we can form within ourselves and with others. So, make sure that as you're going forward, listen to your thoughts and reconstruct it in some way, and maybe expand your sense of networking. Try to find out more ways in which you can seek. What I'm trying to say here is find more people that are in alignment with your truth, so that you can then find a group that will support your overall structure of life, therefore giving you the potential for more growth, because of course you're being supported versus having to live in a place that is not giving you the opportunity to thrive within. Okay, so that's an important thing over there. And of course it's opposing that stuff. So it's about how are you connecting your own self-image and new direction with others? How are you cultivating sharing, inclusion, and sense of love? How are you seeking balance and harmony? Okay? Sort of outlook at what the planetary alignments are doing today, and some suggestions about how to approach this week for you and what to think about and such. What I'm going to do now is just quickly jump to a 5-minute excerpt of what I actually offer in my membership program so that you guys can see that. And I'll do that right now for you. So much beauty in these two symbols over here, because the archetype of Pluto and Capricorn for many of us has got a lot to do with our center of gravity. It also has got a lot to do with our definitions about who we are and what we are. And it's got finally to do with the way that we father ourselves, the way that we literally protect ourselves. How do we author our own lives? Okay. Now, the archetype of Virgo itself is so interesting because you can see the detail. The Pisces is this blurred outness, and the Virgo is that there. So you have this blurred out Pisces experience and the detail Virgo and the precision on the pen. You also have the Leo archetype of the beautiful illustration and of course of the lion. And when you put these two together, you actually put this ability of how you author your life and your destiny, and how you are that soul that looks up at your life and challenges it like the lion does, the courage, the tenacity, the sense of beauty and wonder that it is your life. And so much about what these symbols are asking us to do in this situation as I extract this is that if you are going to take your life into your own hands, if you are going to empower yourself, realize that you are consistently creating a stronger center of gravity in yourself as you become the person that fulfills his own dreams. So Mars and Venus in Leo is about this need at this point in time to really connect with your space within yourself about how you author your own life. How do you follow your own destiny? How do you show up in your life with your display and your creativity and your sense of innocence and your sense of joy and your sense of openness and your and again, like that place of wonder? And how do you take charge of your destiny? And of course, the Pluto in conjuncting it is really giving you that ability to go, how can you reshape and define and structure the nature of your reality in a way that offers such deep and profound knowledge? How can you be the father of your own life? How can you create your destiny? How can you create your strong centeredness within yourself? And how do you create that relationship towards situations and circumstances that are empowering? You. I really hope that you enjoyed that and it gave you an insight into what it is that I do for this membership program. If you're interested in actually becoming part of a member of Raising Vibrations, the link to the membership program itself is in the description below. Just click on that and follow the instructions. And if you go for one of the two options, which is the 6 month or the 1 year subscription, please also email me the placement of your Pluto in your chart, because I will then send you a 45-minute video description on your Pluto, where it exists in your birth chart, and how to actually go through your life creating more soul awareness and empowerment beyond what we've done with the Pluto series, because the Pluto series was just a kind of like illustration of what potentially lies there. These Pluto videos that I'm busy creating, in fact, I'm actually creating an ebook, but it's not really an ebook, it's an e-series, a video series that's electronic. And anybody that's actually interested in astrology in itself, that wants to learn about how to interpret Pluto in the birth chart, this is for you. This is designed for astrologers or people that are actually just wanting to create personal empowerment. So email me your Pluto placement. You will get that part of the membership. If you're interested in actually just buying it normally, that is also available to you. You can email me regarding that. And if you want to have the whole book itself, which is 13 videos, that you can use to practice when you're dealing with other people's charts and so on and so forth, that's also becoming available. And I'm really excited to be doing this. I'm really excited to be offering information to people so that you empower your life in a way where you become self-reliant. And it's really exciting. I love the new direction that's emerging for me right now, and obviously Raising Vibrations. So taking the step, as it were, and leading us into a new paradigm of consciousness, and it's really exciting. Cool. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it provided you with some self-empowerment. Make sure to share this content. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't seen what else is on this YouTube channel, please go out and check it out. There's many videos out there. If you want to learn about the natural cycles, go check out that playlist. If you want to learn about your Uranus and Pluto, etc., check out that playlist as well. I'm going to be continuing with my Learn Astrology series, and we're going to be doing Cancer next. If you're interested in becoming part of my astrology school, and that's something that you want to do, then I've just started the school. It started yesterday, so jump on board with me and participate in that experience. If you want to learn by yourself, I do have the whole entire video series as well. And there is other things, like, for instance, I'm on a radio show, Evolutionary Astrology radio show, and I do have the links available for those MP3s. They're an hour long, and I talk about the natural zodiac and stuff. So if you want to learn through that free material, it's also available there. So yeah, great, guys, fantastic. Don't forget to come over to the website after this if you want a reading as well. That's fantastic. Choose whatever you have over there. And I think that's about it. Have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye-bye.